Hey, what is going on, everyone? It's me, Mr. Mario. Over there in the corner, we got my dog, Lily, right there, if I can point properly. But welcome to the final video of the year for 2022. Now, this is something I've been doing for several years, where I reserve the final video of the year and typically drop it at the very end of the year for my Game of the Year announcement, showing my own personal Game of the Year for whichever year we're recording this in. A lot of you are probably going to be watching this in 2023, I suppose, because this is going to be dropping New Year's Eve. So happy New Year to you all. Hopefully you all enjoy it, and if you are going to be celebrating after or during this video while you're watching it, please stay safe. I hope to see you all hanging out here in 2023. Everyone needs to stay safe. But either way, my previous video that I did was covering, this isn't even all of them, by the way, this is not all of them. It was covering all of the games from this stack here, and there's more, that I end up completing this year. Now, typically I like to do that. I've been doing this since 2016, and I did the 2022 video, but I did say one of these games here, one of the physical ones, is going to be my own Game of the Year. Now, I am going to put this down, and I am going to kind of have to segment this out a little bit, because we do have to scale this back a bit. Now, I have scaled this back to these 5 games that I am holding, and is there any specific rhyme or reason? Actually, yes. I do limit my Game of the Year to a game that has come out in 2022 and something that I have completed, so it has to be the both of them on there. But either way, we do have a few games. We do have Nier Automata. I know some people might say, hey, this didn't come out, well, it initially came out in 2017, but you know what? The Switch version came out in 2022. We got Nier Automata, we got the Cowabunga Collection, we got the House of the Dead remake, which did this? It did come out in 2022, and yes. Yeah, I know the physical version came out a bit later. We got God of War Ragnarok, and we have Stray. I will tell you, it's going to be one of these games here. Now, which one is it for my Game of the Year for 2022? It's this one. If you've been watching this for a few years, it might not be all too much of a surprise, because God of War, the original one, or original reboot, God of War 2018 was my favorite game by a long shot when it came out in 2018. I absolutely loved that game, and now I can kind of gush about this game. I'm able to do that because that's going to be the point of this here. However, God of War, the one that came out in 2018, I loved it. It was a near perfect game to me. Very emotional, very touching game, did shed some manly tears to that, and I absolutely loved it. Was it a perfect game? No. But it was pretty high up there, at least to me, and I held it in incredibly high regard, and I've had nothing but good things to say about it for years. So when God of War Ragnarok was coming out, I actually replayed the original God of War 2018 prior to this coming out, and it hit me even harder. I forgot how good that game was. Now, there were still some parts that annoyed me back in 2018 that still annoyed me in 2022, but mind you, even playing, with a performance patch on PlayStation 5, it was fantastic. Then I ended up pre-ordering God of War Ragnarok, and I don't know how they did it, but it's better. Like, they exceeded the incredibly high bar that was in my head from God of War 2018, and they surpassed it and smashed through it somehow with Ragnarok. I don't know how they did it, but everything came together beautifully. The performance was fantastic. The graphics looked amazing. The game handled beautifully. I loved the characters. I loved the interactions they were having. It was incredibly well written. I loved the pacing of it. It was amazing. It was such a meaty, fully developed, just complete game. Even the parts that annoyed me, which was mostly just puzzles in the original one. Because I'll be honest, I'm kind of dumb when it comes to puzzles. I'm not the best when it comes to it, so I do get a little bit annoyed when I get stuck on a puzzle. But even they fixed that for dumb people like me, and that is one thing I actually wanted to talk about that I think might be a little bit of a controversial point, because a lot of people I saw complain that this game does hold your hand a bit, where it's like characters and NPCs near you will kind of throw some hints your way. I appreciate that. As someone who's not good at figuring things out, and I'm not really great at puzzles, you don't know how much I appreciated that. Now, maybe there might be a thing where maybe if you play on a higher, it would be cool if this was there. If you play on a higher difficulty, they kind of scale some of that language and some of that dialogue back so they don't help you as directly or indirectly. However, for me personally, it was, dare I say, in my head, to me, and I really have to stress to me, this is a perfect game. It just hits on every single note for me. It was incredibly moving, incredibly touching. This one messed me up even more than the original one. Like, I don't really want to spoil it, but I will say, like, the first 10 minutes just, like, really pulled at my heartstrings. So be prepared for that. I don't want to spoil it any further on that, especially, you know, because it's a newer game and everything. But God of War Ragnarok, man. Like, perfect game for me. And I really don't say that all too lightly. Like, typically even games I really do love, I do have, you know, some criticisms here and there. And I guess I had some recommendations on this, but honestly, I was shocked. I didn't expect this to be as good as 2018. I didn't expect it to be better than 2018. I'm just like, they somehow went above and beyond. They did a better job. I don't know how, but props to the team on this. I will say, though, if it wasn't going to be God of War Ragnarok, it would have been Stray. Is this a perfect game by any means? No. Could they have done more with it? Yes. But was it something that I thoroughly enjoyed, that was also a touching game in its own right, that was also an original game as well too this year, and just overall a great fun game to play that doesn't overstay its welcome? Yeah. If you haven't played the cat game, play the cat game. It's really good as well too. I guess that I would say, like, if I had to pick something that was an original title, it would go to Stray. But if we're just picking, you know, game of the year overall, it's going to be God of War Ragnarok. And typically with these Game of the Year videos, I do like to pick something like that, have like a little bit of a contingency there and just say, hey, in case this happened here, I would have picked this other game. So either way, that's been it for me. Let me know what your Game of the Year was for 2022, what your favorite game was, and maybe some people, here's the thing, like, you have your own scale and your own categories on there, so some people might even pick like an older game that didn't come out this year that they ended up playing through this year for the first time, and that is perfectly fine as well too. I think there's some beauty to that. Some of the great old games I played this year was, of course, God of War 2018, still a fantastic game. I played through the Max Payne trilogy, all fantastic games right there. I do have to share this well too. Don't sleep on this game. Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion. If the name alone isn't getting you interested in it, just give it a shot. It's funny. It's fun. It's enjoyable. It's very internet. It's an internet-y game. It's fun. So that's what I'm saying. Like, just because it came, like, some people will just say that. Like, they'll just pick games that they played this year, and that is perfectly fine. But I'd like to hear what your personal Game of the Year was for 2022. Anyways, that is about it for this video. That's about it for this year. We're at the end. Unbelievable. I hope you all enjoy yourselves. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope you all have a happy new year. And I hope that you watching do get to watch more videos here in 2023. I legitimately do hope for that. I just want people to be safe. That's what I'm really saying. Be safe, have fun, have a happy new year. Anyways, this is Mr. Mario signing off. Thank you all for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, a like would absolutely be appreciated. And if you didn't like it, a dislike is fine as well too. But regardless of what you pick, Lily's going to be sleeping. So she'll even be doing that in 2023.